Hello Doomers and welcome to the guide on how to use my Doom demo estimator that I created. Now, it is a program that's called the Destimator, for short for Doom demo estimator, which on use estimates the amount of demos uh, until survived one. And how it works, or the way it works, is the Destimator works through the input percents of a chance of you surviving that part for each part. So for every part of the run that there's a survivability chance, you would add it on here. And you can have as many parts as you want. And a good way to do this is, if you don't know the percent of for each room clear, for a segment of the run, is to run the same segment 10 times. And I recommend doing it with the average amount of resources you get from rooms, so it's more average. And if you run it 10 times, the amount of successful attempts, if you multiply that by 10, that will give you the percent you need. So if you have 6 successful attempts out of 10, then that room is a 60% chance. And not just demo attempts, but you can also get a estimate time with this program also. If you use the -avg time parameter and input the average time it takes for you to do the demo, I added this in because I thought it'd be easier to add. And so basically, if you know the average time it takes for you to do one demo attempt, which you can figure out yourself, then you can use this. And on use, it'll give you the estimate time to get the successful demo, which might be useful for some of you. So yeah. Also, it's good to note that for the percentages part, this is completely malleable up to you, and you can choose how to do this however you want. If you want to eyeball it and you think a room clear for it is like 50% of your runs, it's somewhere around there, so you can just put 50%. This part's completely up to you. However, I do give a way to get a reasonable percent, is just by doing the 10 times method, trying it 10 times, count the successful. But yeah, it's completely up to you. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to use this now. So first I'll show off how to use on Linux. So right now I have a virtual machine, and it just has the Destimator.zip in it. So what I'm going to do is unzip it, and here I'm going to run recompile it because you're not going to have the right permissions. So just like this, and it should be in there. So now you can run it just like normal. So just /Destimator, and then let's say you have a 50% chance surviving a room or a part of a run, and then after that a 70% chance, and then a very low 10% chance at the end. And let's run this. And okay, we have a survival percent chance at 3.5% per each run, and at 28 attempts we should have a high chance of getting the run. And if we go with average time and we put the time as 9 minutes and 10 seconds, let's see, so it'll take us 4 hours to do that run then. So yeah, that's how to run on Linux. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to use the program on Windows, and this should also work on Mac. So for these, a little less easier, but I have an easy way to do it. So what you're going to do is go onto any old browser. I'm just using Brave in this case. And you're going to drag and drop the Destimator.c from the Destimator.zip, which is the only file in it. And come over here, drag and drop, and then Control A, Control C. And then you're going to want to go onto this compiler website, which lets you compile code and run it. And we're going to need to compile this code. So let's Control A and Control V to paste it on. And as you see, it's on C code. And look, it just ran right there, invalid number of arguments because it ran with nothing. So in this one, instead of calling it Destimator, you call /main. So /main 10% for a room clear or part clear, 80%, 80%, 80%. Let's give a 65% just because. And there we go. There's our estimate survival percent chance, 33%, and estimate attempts, 30. And just put some more. Bam, 0.02% chance. Let's add the average time parameter of 8 hours. Exactly. Alright, it's gonna take 30 times. So yeah, how to run on Windows and Mac. This should work for both of them. And using this, anytime you want to run it, just copy it right onto this website right here. And yeah, hope that's useful. Well, you might be asking yourself, well, what am I supposed to do with this thing? What am I supposed to do with this demo estimator that estimates how many attempts it'll take to get a successful demo? Well, let me put it into perspective for you. So, let's say you're doing a really long map, and it's like one of those maps that is near to impossible, and you just want to see how many attempts it will take for you to do it. So use the Destimator, and let's say the beginning room is really hard. You have a 10% chance of living. Most of your runs die there. And the beginning, or the next mid rooms aren't too bad. They're 40, 50, 40, 50% chances. Well, no, let's say there's a 40% chance on the next part, and then the part after that is 50% chance. It's a tough room. Let's say a lot of arch files. And another 50% chance for the next room. And the last room is a devastating room. Only 5% of players or of demo attempts survive that one. And let's say, yeah, let's say that's the time. And that map will take you approximately 2,000 attempts, or 5%. However, it does round down, so 1.999 is probably closer to 2,000. But yeah. And the way it actually gets these answers is it multiplies these percents together, and then it gets 1 divided by this amount of all them multiplied together. That'll give you the attempts. And yeah. And let's say your average time on that map is, or just for a demo attempt, is 5 minutes and 53 seconds. Then it'll take around 196 hours. So yeah, you might want to reconsider doing that demo. And yeah, another use case though is let's say you have a map that's hard, right? And you found a strategy to do a room uh, 2 minutes quicker, uh, but it requires immense more luck. Let's say instead of this room being 50% chance, it's now a 10% chance of surviving with this new strategy to save you some time. Now, this is another use case to see the difference between strategies and see how much much more time it'll take. And let's see. So now we're at 9,999 attempts. So yeah, you that one would take a lot of grinding. But let's say you're back to, oh no, I meant to put 50 there. Back to this amount of attempts, or back to your old strategy. And let's say you found a cheese for the final fight to save you a bunch of time, right? Uh, so now this is 100%. And 100% you don't have to put if the room's 100%, but I'll just put it here just for the demonstration. So now it's 100%. And now your chance of survival is way up because you found a better strategy for this room. Or at least survivable. Maybe it's slower, but it'll give you a higher percent chance. So this is way quicker compared to the one where we had 10,000 attempts. And it's also a lot quicker than the 2,000 attempts one. So yeah, that's a good way to use it. Another way to use it is for D2all attempts or WODs with multiple maps. Let's say you only get to, let's say you're just doing a D2all and there's like 6 maps. You only get to the first map, beat it 10% of the time because you're trying to beat it as quick as possible. And for the other map, you only get to it 50% of the time. And after you you beat the next map is pretty easy. You beat it in 80, and 30, 50, and final map's pretty hard. You only beat it 25% of the time. Let's say it's a 10-minute run. So yeah, you could use it for D2Ls and multiple maps too. You could also use it for, I guess, speed. If you do it for percent for like speed requirements, let's say you want to beat the map in 45 seconds, you have a 10% chance of beating it in 45 seconds. You could do it like that too. So yeah, those are just some ways to use it. You could get creative with this. So yeah. The one thing I forgot to mention is that you can also use the -help command, and this will give you some things on how to run it correctly. So if you ever forget how to run it or something, just look at this and it should be useful. It gives you some nice examples, and you can even run it with arguments, although there's no reason to. -help works, -helps also works, and -h. So yeah. Alright, now I'm gonna use an example to show y'all how it works. So I'll be using Capybara map 32 UV Max just because it's a simple one and it's one I was actually curious about. So I'll be testing it like how I suggested for doing each room 10 times and counting the amount of successful attempts. So here's what I got. So in this map there's a bunch of sections and I have them marked. So for the first parkour section of this map, I did 10 runs and only 6 of them succeeded. So that's a 60% success rate. First fight, I did 10 runs and only 5 of them succeeded. So a 50% success rate. And then onto the second parkour section, I did 10 runs and 9 of them succeeded. So 90%, which, yeah, that parkour section was the easiest to me, so it made sense. And the second fight was, I got 10 runs and 6 succeed, so 60%. third parkour section, which is the one with the elastic collision, which I'm showing off right now, is a 20% chance of success. Now this was the killer. Uh, so yeah, 20% chance of living just this part alone. Uh, Now the third fight, phase 1. I had 10 runs, 4 succeed, so 40% chance. And third fight, phase 2, which with the cyber demons coming at you, 100 of them. 10 runs and 3 of them succeeded, so 30% chance. And the final parkour section, I did 10 runs of those and 9 of them succeeded, so 90% chance. So now let me go and show you how to do that now. So I got my percents right here on this piece of paper I have right next to me. So so first parkour section was 60% chance of survival. First fight 50. Or actually, let me clear this. Yeah. So Destimator 60% chance first room, and then first fight is 50. Second parkour section I had 90% chance. Second fight 60% chance. Third parkour section 20%. Third fight phase 1 40%. Third fight phase 2 30%. And final parkour section 90%. And let's go. So it's giving me an average of 285 attempts and 0.35% survival rate, which is a lot less than the amount of attempts I've actually had to use. It took me 2,355, I believe, if I remember correctly. But it also makes sense looking back at it, because in the beginning of the runs, I did not have the same strategies, and there was parts that I found cheeses for, like that cyber demon on the scale, which gave me 100% chance. So let's say that part with the cyber demon on the walkway, you have to press all the buttons. Let's say I didn't find that cheese, and it was a 10% chance of me being that. Then the run would have been really impossible. So doing that allowed me to get the run way quicker and get my estimate attempts down. That was one reason why I was able to beat that map. And also at that time, I was wondering, like, this did give me the idea for the program, was that run. But let's say the average time for each attempt, I would say was probably around 3 to 5 minutes. So let's go 4 minutes. So 4 is like this. If you want to do 4 hours, it'd be like this. If you want to do 4 hours and 4 minutes and 4 seconds, you get the idea. So let's do 4 minutes average time. So if we did that with the strategy we had now, it would take around 19 hours of grinding to beat that map again. So yeah, that is the program. I really hope y'all find some use for the program or something, because I definitely will. I definitely was going to use this myself for harder maps, but I wanted to release it to the public. Of course, I'm paused here. I wanted to release it to the public to let anyone use it and see the estimate demo attempts. And yeah, so the file will be in the description, and it'll be on GitHub, and I will put it down there, and you can describe it and launch it how I did in the video. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.